This is HB 1903, and I want to bring to the committee's attention, I do have two line amendments for this bill. This will be line 78. We're clarifying that this applies to both public and private institutions. That's line 78. And then line 131, where we're increasing the payment amounts. That's going to be from $100,000 to $165,000 for line 131.
If I could get a motion on the amendments.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and properly seconded that we would accept those amendments. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, so that bill as amended is now in front of us. Delegate Willett.
Great, thank you. Just a quick reminder for the committee, we made great progress this past year with the Virginia Health Workforce Development Authority. I chair that. I also have Delegate Hodges as my partner in crime on that. And the authority is doing great work for the Commonwealth trying to address our health workforce crisis. And I want to recognize that progress, but recognize we've got a few additional tweaks we want to make to our legislation. And I'll go through this right now. There's four things, and by all means, I entertain questions on that. The first one is actually really the most significant one, and that's the creation of what's being called the Virginia Nursing Workforce Center. We have amazing nursing programs in Virginia provided by private schools, public schools, health institutions, health systems. But unlike other states, we do not coordinate this effort centrally right now. And there's a very strong argument that we've seen from other states that when you have that coordination, you actually do better, be more effective in that program. And we think we can get even better results. We still have a nursing shortage in Virginia, and this would be a good way to help to address that. So that's item number one. And there is a corresponding budget amendment with that to fund the center. The second one is also looking forward, trying to plan better measure, and that would direct the authority to develop a long-term strategic plan for health workforce in coordination with a broad work group coalition, getting the right people at the table, and the bill talks about that. And then the third one, which I think, again, is a great coordination effort, is having the authority work with the new Department of Workforce Development and Advancement. I think everyone knows we've consolidated our workforce efforts in other areas, but the Health Workforce Authority still handles health workforce. So the thought here with this provision is to coordinate our efforts with the Workforce Development and Advancement Department. And then finally, we have a direction to DMAS to increase the graduate medical education maximum award for residency slots. That was the reference to the earlier line item, to take that up from $100,000 to $165,000. For the committee's reference, even at that level, we're still not as high as we could be, and other states are, but it's certainly good progress, and we've got to do everything we can to work with these graduate medical students and keep them in Virginia. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Delegate Willett. Are there any questions or comments from the committee? Anyone here to speak in support of the legislation, House Bill 1903? Please come forward.
Hi, Madam Chair and members of the committee. I'm Ashley Apple, representing the Virginia Nurses Association. So the current and projected nursing shortage threatens the health and well-being of every Virginian, and it's critical that nursing expertise is at the helm of solving it. There's obviously a significant public interest in maintaining an adequate workforce for the Commonwealth now and in the future. And so the Virginia Nurses Association strongly supports this bill, and we ask that you do the same. Thank you so much.
And just to let those in line know, this is seemingly a bill in really good standing, so if you'll take that into consideration.
Madam Chair, members of the committee, I'm Terry Gaffney. I'm a registered nurse and a nurse educator, and I speak in favor of this bill. Virginia lacks a consistent lens on the nursing workforce, and as a result, we're always playing catch up with the nursing shortage. So I work at Marymount University. I'm a nursing faculty member there. We struggle with recruiting qualified faculty, and right now we're trying to fill 2 positions. When we can't find adequate faculty, then we can't accept a number of nursing students into the program. So every year, Virginia turns away qualified candidates from our nursing programs. We have difficulty finding instructors to take our students into the clinical arena. And finally, We have nurses working in our hospitals who are exhausted and are not interested in precepting new nursing students and new graduate nurses. The pandemic further reduced the academic preparation of students wanting to go into nursing school and do not have the preparation to be successful in that education. This is a huge problem at Marymount University. We're a Hispanic-serving institution. So again, I speak in favor of this bill. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Beverly Ross, and I represent the Central Virginia chapter of the National Black Nurses Association. I serve as their health policy liaison. I want to call several things to your attention. One, 13% of our U.S. population is African American, but only 6.7% are nurses. HBCUs at this time have a graduating representation of 7% of the nurses, but yet we only have 2% of the schools. Research has shown that patient outcomes improve when providers and patients are of the same race. Racism and discrimination, unfortunately, continues to be an issue, not only in Virginia, but in the United States of America. The presence of Black nurses will help to decrease healthcare disparities. I am speaking in support of House Bill 1903, and I ask, as a senior with chronic illness, that you support our workforce. We will all need great nurses in the future. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shelley Smith, and I am a nurse practitioner who's been licensed here in the Commonwealth for 20 years. I'm currently a professor and associate dean at a public nursing school here in Virginia. I'd like to offer my support of the bill, primarily because for the last several years, the General Assembly has put forward 60 bills to support healthcare workforce development in our state, and we're very grateful for that. And the best way to measure the impact of that is through data. A nursing workforce data center would be very helpful for us so that we could ensure that the various entry pathways into nursing and our pipeline programs are helping us to sort of equilibrate our supply and demand and get a good return on our investment. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tiffany Covarrubias-Little, and I'm here in support of this bill. You've heard why we have to grow and diversify our nursing workforce. But in the meantime, when those nurses do go to school, it is 4 years of training, 3 years until they're proficient. In the meantime, our median age for nursing in the nation is 46 years old. Here in Virginia, it's quite a bit higher, with the majority of nurses being 50 and above. Our nurses work primarily in a healthcare setting, much like hospitals and specialty care, and 30% have stated that they want to leave within the next year. 19% of our brand new nurses leave within their first year. It is grueling work, and it is wonderful, amazing, but very difficult calling. There is an immediate need right now for us to support our nursing workforce so that we can sustain the workforce, and that is part of what this bill is going to support, sustaining the workforce. Because think about it, if in the next 7 years you think you might need a nurse, we need to sustain that they will be there and be proficient and capable of taking care of us, our communities, and our families. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Dominique McKenzie on behalf of the Virginia Council of Nurse Practitioners, and we support this bill. Thank you.
Good morning. Scott Johnson on behalf of HCA Hospitals. We support the bill.
Kelsey Wilkinson, Virginia Health Sciences at Old Dominion University, support the bill.
Julia Billingsley with the Virginia Health Workforce Development Authority. We worked with our state partners to develop these recommendations, and for the reasons previously stated, we do strongly support this legislation. Thank you.
Chris Peace, representing Virginia Private Colleges, 28 member institutions, 15 of which have colleges of nursing. We appreciate the authority, Delegate Willett, Delegate Hodges, all those who are advancing this legislation, particularly the amendment that was adopted today, recognizing the public purpose our private colleges serve, producing in 1 year almost 1,000 degrees, BSN degrees, representing about 40% of all degrees produced in the Commonwealth. We support the legislation. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition after all that great information you just heard? No. Okay. Delegate Willett. Are there any other questions or concerns from the committee? Okay. Delegate Willett, did you have any further?
No, again, thank you for the, but this is the authority. We've made so much progress. I think this will actually be one of the most important things we work on in the coming years, and I really appreciate the support. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Delegate Tran.
Madam Chair, I'd like to report and refer to appropriations as amended.
It's been moved and properly seconded to report and refer to appropriations as amended. All those in, oh, no. If the clerk will please open the roll and members cast your vote. All right, that did pass unanimously. Okay. Thank you so much, Delegate Willett, and we will see you next week.
Great, Madam Chair, thank you so much.
Thank you. Delegate Hayes. You can say